Now, the release of this year's KCSE exam results is likely to be the Cabinet Secretary, Professor George Magoha's last official exam-related function before the new government comes in. Magoha's tenure at the Ministry of Education was marked with highs and lows, key amongst them the challenge of exams integrity. Brenda Wanga examines Magoha's legacy in his own words.
Karibu sana.
As Professor George Magoha stepped to the podium to release this year's KCSE examination results, he knew this might be his last, as the term of the government under whose authority he serves comes to an end in just 3 months.
I, George Albert Omore Magoha.
Magoha stepped into President Uhuru Kenyatta's cabinet into the education docket straight from the chairmanship of the Kenya National Examination Council. From 2016, Magoha has been involved in the top tier of the management of the education sector in the country. His tenure as the exams body where he began his campaign to dismantle exam cheating systems that had permeated the sector.
We are dealing with a small group of cartels which include center managers whose job is to attempt to expose the exam before it is done.
That task followed him at the helm of the ministry. In the years he has served as the CS Education, he says incidents of cheating have gone down considerably from 1309 in 2019 to just 441 cases this year, figures that have him leaving office with his head held high.
Efforts of this incredible team in delivering credible examinations for our children will remain etched in our history. For many more cabinet secretaries that will come after me, the main thing that I advise them is not to drop the ball in safeguarding the integrity of our national examinations.
The abrasive and no-nonsense CS has been in charge as the country transitions between the 844 curriculum to the CBC one. Despite the hurdles faced, including resistance from stakeholders, Magoha says he has steered this agenda to the best of his ability.
Who is it that wants to say they are going to scrap CBC at this time? We are not introducing CBC. We are actually midwifing and moving along with it.
Magoha is also hailing the 100% primary to secondary school transition rate attained during his tenure, a feat he attributes to increased capitation of free education in both primary and secondary schools in the country. That sustained funding of school needs has also seen the success of the school feeding programs that see more children stay in school. Strides have also been made in infrastructure development during his leadership, with 10,000 classes expected to have been conclusively constructed in readiness for the intake of the junior high students next year. The reforms in the education sector under Magoha's stay at the ministry haven't come easy, though.
I don't think I have time to engage in active partisan politics.
Magoha's aggressive and often abrasive nature of handling matters landing him on the wrong side of the public opinion, like when he dressed down officials in public. He will be leaving office with lesser powers than he got in with. Late last year, Magoha was stripped of powers to hire and fire, perhaps in a bid to protect the ministry's human resource from his harsh leadership style. That notwithstanding, Magoha is confident that the gains acquired will not be washed down.
I am sure that the gains that we have made have created the necessary momentum for even greater reforms in future.
Among those reforms that Magoha wants to see carried forward include the government's Elimu scholarships that help needy students, integration of digital learning in schools, and health insurance for secondary school students. Brenda Wanga, Citizen TV, Nairobi.